Good morning, everybody. It is Eric Rush. We're doing the Max Action Daily Show where people can make a difference by screwing their head on or opening up their head and seeing what the hell's in there that doesn't make any sense. I do that every day. Every morning I get up and I study things like books called Put Your Dream to the Test. That might be a little dark today because I got this light on in the back of me, so I'm sorry about actually, it's not too bad. So anyway, guys, I want everybody to try to think about where do you know? Here we go. The phrase, all right, all right, all right. Can anybody tell me where that comes from?
Dazed and Confused by Matthew McConaughey.
Yep. He is going to be the guest speaker at Symmetry's National Conference in Orlando. We have a not so short bus going there, and it's going to be all of the people that think they want to become freedom funding now rock stars. And this is a open invitation for anybody that wants to be part of that world. Please get with me and I'll let you know what that's all about. But more importantly is I am being allowed to invite anybody who wants to jump on a Zoom call to be part of his presentation or offering about his book. So anybody that wants to know about that, let me know. This show ultimately, once I get all the bells and whistles figured out, will be a live show. This will get published on the Max Action Facebook page about as soon as it's done. So anybody that wants to grab a live interview, presentation, whatever you will, about from Matthew McConaughey. He is actually stepping in real strong in the personal growth world and has written a book called Green Lights that I started listening to while I was out jogging this morning. I'm grateful that I got out and started doing that again because it helps me battle my ADD, depression, blubber, all kinds of stuff. And I'm really starting to realize, I said earlier, before we kick the recording on, that I will succeed as soon as I decide to. I think there's a lot of people that need to come to grips with that reality. Right now, yesterday, I really touched on the intro to our book. What we've been doing is touching on a chapter every day. There's 10 chapters, and we've been going, oh my, hang on, kids, I'm falling over. Hey, let's try that again. So what we've been doing is going through and touching on a chapter every day, and there's 10 chapters, and we've been kind of going in a loop on 2 weeks. But it's interesting when you review something again and again and again, how you start seeing things that you didn't see before. And when you start really looking into how things really apply to your life. Okay, so if you take a lemon and you paint it orange, what are you going to get when you squeeze it? You're going to get lemon juice. So until you expose yourself and take in information enough times until it can become part of who you are instead of information that you were made aware of once upon a time, you won't be able to truly leverage that information. It'll be on the outside. It's kind of like, I don't know, being hungry and being in a vehicle and all the food's in the store and you don't get up and go get it. I mean, you walked past it once, you know what it looks like. You heard that it's good for you. But until you actually go in the store and actually get it and eat it and get it into your system, and then that's really a good analogy because knowledge is a lot like food. Only parts of it stick. And you actually have to digest that information over and over and over and over until it gets burned into your brain so that when you are in a situation and you start having that crazy little conversation between me, myself, and I, that the right stuff comes out instead of some of the stuff that got you qualified to be driving the short bus because you can't afford the bigger one with all the bells and whistles. There's a big difference between a little 8 or 10 seat, little orange short bus that takes people to school, and the Prevost, which takes rock stars wherever they want to go. So riding on a bus ain't all bad as long as you decide which one and what kinds of bells and whistles. But the the two chapters that we're kind of touching on here is owning your dream. The ownership question: is my dream really my dream? It talks about a lot of situations where people are talked into working a dream that was selected for them. A lot of times it's selected for them by their parents. Um, and then the really bad part, for probably the majority of society, is that their occupation is one that was picked by default. I mean, really, the big employment wheel gets spun when you're looking for a way to be able to pay your bills, and you get whatever it lands on. Truck driver, gas station attendant, waitress, blah blah blah. Which, if you get lucky and you land on one that you enjoy, you got lucky. Some people think that if you land on one that brings you a big pile of money, you got lucky. Once upon a time, there was a phrase that says, "He who dies with most toys wins." I'm now starting to realize that he who dies with the most joys wins. So, really, I think that the actual proper spot of true success is when you find the proper combination of both. There was a phrase I ran across a while back where it says, every job is going to have its shit sandwich. Every single job in the whole world is going to have work that you're going to have to go through in order to enjoy the rest of the good that comes with it. And we all have a choice. Again, I guess I want to stay focused on the point of, do you own your dream? I think that everybody in the world really needs to think about, am I doing something that I really want to be doing, or did I spin the Jeopardy wheel of life and just accept the one that I was given that is not giving me the fulfillment, or maybe not giving me the money? But I guess this is a really good spot to make it very clear that you chose it. You chose it on purpose, with intention. And the reason why I say this is because if you're not happy and you're not willing to do something to change it, you by default are allowing what happened to remain the same. And I'm just going to stick right on this point because I think that this is a super good point for everybody to realize. There's nothing that says that you got to keep doing what you're doing if it doesn't make you happy or make you the money that you deserve. But what I will tell you is, if you don't make the conscious decision that you're going to stand up and get a little pissed off about where you're at, to the point where you're willing to make a plan and work the plan and track the plan and make a decision where you want to go, you have made by default the decision to live with what the big Jeopardy wheel of life has given you. And it doesn't have to be that way. So much of the world is convinced that they're stuck, and stuck sucks. One of the primary reasons that I wanted to start doing this show was to find a way to get people to understand if you're not happy where you are, you don't have to stay there. I'm not saying go in and quit your job today, but I am saying you might want to start opening the phone book and thinking a little bit, finding some interest in aptitude testing, and or find a way that you can morph the outlook on the current job that you have to be able to give you the fulfillment that you want. For some people it's an artistic outlet. For other people it's a training opportunity. For other people it's finding a way to be able to learn things and share them with other people in a way that hopefully will open their mind to do things that they never thought possible for themselves. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Is because I'm hoping that some of the stuff that I'm learning about myself will be able to help other people find a happier place in the world and have the confidence that as long as they're willing to do the work, they can have anything that they want. But I will tell you, if you're not willing to do the work and you get excited about something, all you're doing is setting yourself up for disappointment. Guys, that's what I've been doing to myself for a long time. I got all kinds of training programs that I start and I never finish. I am getting exactly what I deserve. Yesterday, we had a plan kind of fall apart. It's because I did not have the people in place to guarantee that we had a plan and everybody knew exactly what was supposed to happen, by who, when, and how they were supposed to communicate, blah, blah, blah. I didn't put the system together and I didn't put somebody in the position that had the mental glue to kind of hold the situation all together. So it cost me a day of my life that I'll never get back. I did not get to do what I planned on yesterday. And realistically, as a business owner, I got nobody to blame but me. So, guys, think about, hopefully you have a dream that you're willing to chase, that you're willing to invest in yourself, and you're willing to go through, you're willing to eat a few shit sandwiches because they're going to be there. You're going to want to plan on it. It happens. Hopefully you can avoid them. Hopefully you can make it so you can put some ketchup on them so they're stomachable. But there's going to be times where there's going to be some ugly shit that you got to go through in order to get to the goal that's on the other side. So, um, hopefully you guys have got a dream that you're willing to chase and that you've created some clarity behind it so you know exactly what you want, exactly how much money you want to make, exactly what skills you want to have, exactly how you're going to feel the day that the stuff all comes together and you can actually tell the story about eating the shit sandwich. But you stuck with it and you knew that it was going to be worth it in the end because nobody ever does anything huge without having to go through some shitty experiences. Because if it was a cakewalk, anybody would do it. So everybody has an opportunity to separate themselves from the rest of the world and say, I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to show the world the gifts that I was given and then back it up with blood, sweat, and tears to make it become a reality so the rest of the world can see what they can do for and with themselves and for and with a small team of people. And that's a good spot to end because, again, guys, I want to thank everybody that keeps showing up. I'm grateful that you guys are here. I need to jump back to my little screen. Uh, we have 6 participants in today's show. I am going to be publicizing this. I am going to hopefully have a few more. And who knows, maybe Aaron's got a few more spectators that are kind of listening in today. We may have an attendance of as many as 8. So you guys will end up being able to say, when his show started, I was there from the beginning. I know that this sounds like this is where it all starts. Rush Limbaugh, do you think he had an audience of 1 million to begin with? Nope. Do you think that Dave Ramsey, he started out with a few? I know a guy who is now doing $1 million a year in coaching. His first event, he and his mom were the only ones there in the beginning. So we're going to grow this thing one step at a time. And I appreciate you guys being here. And tomorrow we will touch on chapter 3 is the reality question. Am I depending on factors within my control to achieve my dream? When we touched on this last time, I wanted everybody to really think about um, the things that they're doing to create the magnetism to attract the people that they want, and also to be able to show that they're leading by example. Um, Tomorrow, I would like some people to think about areas where they know that they could lead by example more, and where there is more things within their control than they have been admitting in the past. Because, kind of as an extension from today's conversation, you can have whatever you want as long as you're willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, don't lie to yourself. Don't say, I want, I wish, I could, and then blame it on the rest of the world that you're not doing the work. So let's tomorrow really talk about how can we create daily to-do checklists so that you know without a doubt that you're doing the work. Because I firmly believe opportunities will come to you when you're ready for them. And if you're not ready for them, they may actually come to you and they may go screaming right on by. And you may not even see that they're even here. Don't let that happen to you, because you're doing what you need to grow as a person, and you're ready for the opportunities when they come. Ran a little long on you guys, but I appreciate you being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again.